Show.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Real Chat Daddy Show. And said, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Tuesday night edition of the Real Chat Daddy Show. I am your host of, look, I almost couldn't say it. My voice is giving out. I'm drinking hot tea, you guys. Nothing COVID related, but my voice, for some reason, is going out. This is the Real Chat Daddy Show. I am your host, Chat Daddy. So glad to be here with you guys on what is turning into fall. It is definitely turning into fall. But we have another great show planned for your viewing and listening pleasure this evening. September is Self-Care Awareness Month. And tonight we're going to meet two ladies who are all about the preservation of African American people and people of color, as we would say, or as they would say. And so our two guests tonight are absolutely amazing. Our co-host on the eve of her birthday is here with us tonight. She is looking wonderful. Everybody, you know her as Kay Renee of Karen's Nuggets of Knowledge. What's up?
Hi, baby.
How are you?
I am, blessed and truly highly favored. Good evening to my big brother, Mr. Art Chat Daddy Sims. Good evening to our viewing audience tonight. Yes, this is my birthday eve, and I'm feeling really, really just good, and that's a good thing.
So let me ask you, just like New Year's Eve, just like Christmas Eve, how does one celebrate birthday Eve? I want to see if we have some things in common when it comes to celebrating birthday Eve.
Well, it depends. Like, these last few years, especially last year, we've been in the house, right? But I still do we talk about self-care. Where was I earlier this afternoon? Ladies and gents, there we go.
Yeah.
Getting the nails done. We get my hair done.
Yeah.
If I'm going out of town, like I did 2 years ago, I was in Aruba. So I would just...
You were in Aruba?
I was in Aruba, darling.
Was that where the shark nibbled on you?
Yeah, and it was just in the water, not the 6 foot, Anywho,
my memory went back just a little bit.
Yes,
you in Aruba, it was a shark.
Yes,
he tried to nibble on you.
Yes, he did.
The shark. It was not.
Not the human shark, the one that lives in the water. But no, on a birthday eve, really, it depends. If I'm out of town, I'm just resting, just really just being reflective. This is no different, right? Being reflective, less than 4 hours, I will turn the rotation will turn to anniversary 54, and I'm just really grateful. I mean, this year for all of us has been crazy, but personally for me, what happened on July the 3rd, where a whole chunk of I can't even say it. The wall just came coming down in my parents' bedroom, and dealing with that just really kind of shook me. But I may be down, but I'm not out, and so I'm just really grateful that I have my health, I have acuity of thought and clarity of thought, and there are people in my life, you included, who just love and adore, and I'm very reciprocal of that. And so, I'll be putting a post up tomorrow on my birthday blog, and it will be titled one word: today.
Very good. Very good. Well, we're going to get the party started tonight. We're going to celebrate you tomorrow. I'll talk about the show tomorrow a little bit later on in this show. But we want to get everything going. Tonight, we welcome back to the show historian, blogger, author, and world traveler Tammy Gibson of Sankofa TravelHer. Tammy will be here tonight to introduce us to the life and times of the late journalist Ethel Payne. She was known as the First Lady of Black Press, and because of her fearlessness as a journalist, she was also a civil rights activist. She was the first Black woman to be included in the White House press corps, and she had a radio and TV program. So we'll talk about her and what Tammy is doing to try to preserve her legacy. She's buried right here in Chicago, and so we'll talk about that. And then later on in the show, we'll meet Amazon best-selling children's book author Shauna Williams. Shauna's new book is entitled An American Farmer in the Miseducation of Weed. This is an educational journey for those curious about how the plant became a false enemy of the state while exploring the significant benefits of cannabis and its link to demoralizing Black America. So make sure you stick around for that conversation. Both conversations are going to be incredible. Looking forward to talking to both of the ladies. So now, Kay Renee, let's get this party started as we always do. I always want to get the business at hand out of the way. And then you and I got a lot of gossip to catch up on. By the way, thank you to Dion Nicole Smith.
Yes.
Our co-host last night. We really do appreciate her for being here. She did a great job. As you guys all know, Dion is the woman behind raising money for IMD Guest House in the Illinois Medical District. Thank you to you guys who did donate last night. That was very nice. And I'll put up later how you can continue to keep donating for their worthy cause. And then thank you to both of our amazing guests, Mr. Derek Dow, filmmaker. He was incredible last night. Also, we want to thank jazz vocalist Tammy McCann, who stopped by. And it was just a great show last night. It was a kumbaya moment all the way around. It was, yes. All right.
And as always, Miss Dion is just flawless. So thanks, Dion.
You did a great job. Thank you, dear. All right. Well, Illinois public health officials reported today 3,002 new confirmed or probable cases of COVID-19. We had 16 fatalities, and that was all reported as of today, Tuesday. So the death numbers have dropped, and it seems as if our numbers are dropping as well, too. This now brings the total number of cases in the state of Illinois to 1,601,759 total cases of COVID. This is including, it is including deaths. The death total would be 24,661 deaths since the beginning of the pandemic, and our positivity rate is 4.1%. Right now, we have 2,039 patients in Illinois who are in hospitals due to COVID-19. 497 patients are on IC or in ICU. 261 patients are on ventilators. So that's the update on that.
I would love for it to be no cases. How about that? And no fatalities. That's why I would like that.
I would too. Debbie Green just put up here Wendy Williams. You know, Wendy Williams tested positive for COVID.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yes, Chris Rock.
I know that.
Positive for COVID.
Yes.
A lot of people are testing positive nowadays for COVID. That's why anytime I get an itch, a tickle, anything, I'm trying to fight it. I take a lot of vitamins, juicing in the morning now, to do anything to keep that immune system at its all-time best, with this being Self-Care Awareness Month,
Absolutely.
All right. Very good. Well, for those of you all that want to travel again, the Chicago Travel Advisory has been updated yet again. There were 48 states and 3 territories that our city was warning people to keep your booty out of. Well, we are proud to report that because Connecticut and the District of Columbia, both of which have dropped, were removed from the advisory last week. So it's okay to go to Connecticut and Washington, D.C. Well, the 2 new places that have been released are California and Puerto Rico.
Let's go.
I know.
Let's go. Once we leave the show, let's go. This is going to get on the plane. Let's go.
I'm mad about L.A. and I'm not mad about Puerto Rico.
Okay. And you know my sweet spot. My sweet spot is San Diego. So I'm like, let's go. As soon as we leave, we go.
Yes, I agree with you on that 100%. But, we need to lay low for a minute.
I know.
But I agree with you 100%. All right, darling, anything you want to start off with in news tonight?
Well, I know we didn't. I don't know if you guys talked about the Emmys. And
no, we did not. We just briefly mentioned it.
And the fact that Miss Debbie Allen, I did see her acceptance speech, being the first Black woman to win the Governor's Award in the Emmys. And I just was so proud because I love me some Debbie Allen. I mean, I loved her from fame, from, the way she just moves her body. And she's just all that in a bag of chips. So I was just really happy about seeing her get that, and then not to, even though it was diverse people that were nominated, very few of us got the actual statuette. So they got to do the Academy, the Television Arts Society. They got to do a little bit better on that when it comes to winning. So
yes, absolutely. But then, I think that's always has been an issue. Will always be an issue.
Yeah,
until we change things at the top, that's probably going to be a problem. And we've got to diversify at the top in order for those changes to be made. That's what the problem is. Absolutely. But some of the high points of the evening was the opening number, which was a tribute to Biz Markie. It was wonderful. As you guys all know, Cedric the Entertainer was the host of the show. Cedric did a great job. I think the funniest skit ever was all of his TV wives. His current TV wife is Tashina Arnold on the show going on CBS right now. And, Tashina was talking to him when the next thing Niecy Nash came up and she was like, oh, wait a minute now. Lollipop was your favorite wife, and they were laughing and joking. And then, Levita? Levita came up last looking amazing. And the skit was just hilarious. It really was a good skit. It was. So shout out to Cedric the Entertainer for hosting. But let me tell you about this adaptation of the late Biz Markie song, Just a Friend. It was wonderful. Little Dirk was in it. LL Cool J, Rita Wilson. Who else did that? Oh, you know what I thought was really good? When the background singers jumped in, Mandy Moore. Who was that? Tracy Ellis Ross. It was really good. It was excellent and it was entertaining. So shout out for that. Yes. I didn't know Rita Wilson could rap.
I didn't either, but I mean, between her and Tom Hanks, I mean, they're a couple that you just don't expect them to do certain things, and when they do, you like, okay, all right, y'all may have some color down the line, so you know what I'm saying. But no, that doesn't surprise me, because Tom Hanks is definitely he's that truly brother from another mother, because he just any of his characters that he's played, you gotta wonder like, where'd you get that from, right?
Right. Well, what I love more than anything, Common was on Ellen's show yesterday.
Okay.
This is Ellen's last season, and Common said that I guess he and Tom Hanks had went to the bathroom at the same time, and when they were leaving out, Tom Hanks complimented Common and was like, man, you killed it up there at President Obama's birthday party. Like, you really killed it. And he was like, oh my God, Tom Hanks is telling me I killed it on stage. And so, yes, you're right. Tom Hanks got some brother in him somewhere.
He does.
We appreciate him and Rita for that. And I'm glad they survived the COVID. Remember?
Yes. They were one of the first. That's right.
Right.
That's right.
Absolutely. All right. Well, very good. What else do you have in news?
Well, I don't know if you mentioned this yesterday about, you mentioned on your post about Sarah Dash, and that was just kind of shocking that she had just performed with her girl Patty, and then 2 days later she made her transition? I'm like,
she was performing. Patty asked her to come up on stage this past Saturday evening at a show. She came up on stage. They tore up one of my favorite old songs that they used to do as Bluebells. And we found out Monday that she had died. And how I found out was really weird until I went and checked some information from the city she lived in. And that's how I got the news first before it broke with anybody else. But yeah, she died. And that's just something else. You just never know the day or the time. And as you said, just performing with Patty Saturday night on the stage.
Yeah. And I mean, of course, they haven't announced what the cause of death was, but, and the other actor, I think his name is AJ Johnson, who played in Friday.
Yeah. Yes.
God, I'm like 55. I'm like, what is up here?
There's a meme going around now that has Bernie Mac, AJ, and Tiny in it. What was Tiny's name?
Tiny Lester. Lester.
Right. A picture of them three from a movie, and they're all dead. So it's mind blowing to say the least. All of those gentlemen are dead, and these are all black comedians that we grew up with.
Exactly.
A lot of they were considered the pinnacle of comedic talent when all those movies were created. So just sad that that happened to him. But yes, he's passed away as well too.
I tell you, it's just really, when you see it, it's like, are you kidding me? This happened? Oh my goodness. And I think I saw a post where a gentleman from Sex and the City, he starred, I think his name is Sam Gerson, just passed at 57.
I have no idea who that is, but oh my God,
I guess he was, one of those side roles with Kim Cattrall, Sarah Jessica Parker. I'm trying to remember the other two, but I guess he played a central role with Sex and the City. That's what he was known for.
Okay, very good. All right. Well, with that being said, thank you guys so much for joining us. Welcome to the Tuesday night edition of the Real Chat Daddy Show. I am your host, Chat Daddy. So glad to have you guys here watching us. We're an entertainment variety news show, Monday through Wednesday night, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. We're talking hot topics right now. My co-host is the birthday girl. Tomorrow's her birthday. Today is the pre-birthday, the eve of the birthday. And we're going through hot topics right now. We just want to say good evening to Debbie, Candace, Wamelda, Renee. How are you? Glad to see you here tonight. So let's continue on. We do have some congratulations to do. RuPaul actually made history. RuPaul picked up his fourth straight Emmy Award for Outstanding Competition Program. Other nominees in the category included Netflix Nailed It, CBS The Amazing Race, NBC The Voice, and Bravo Top Chef. So
wow.
Walked away. Listen, he won one for Outstanding Host of Reality or Competition Programming. The winner was RuPaul Drag Race. The other one was Outstanding Unconstructed Reality Program, kind of like this show, RuPaul's Drag Race, and Outstanding Competition Program, RuPaul's Drag Race wins again. And then he also made history because he's won more Emmys than anybody. I think he's won maybe 11, and that beat a gentleman who already had won 10, but he's won 11. So he made...
Go ahead, RuPaul.
Absolutely. He made...
Good congratulations. I mean, between him and, of course, Maya Rudolph winning back-to-back, that's just, hey... We just, Black excellence. What you gonna say? What you gonna do?
Black excellence.
Black excellence. Yes.
Are you kidding me? Absolutely.
Yes.
All right, okay, Renee. What else you want to add in there?
Well, guess
victory too. We'll have to talk about that in a little bit.
But guess who's a grandma now?
Who?
Gayle King.
Really? Wow.
Gayle King reveals her daughter had a son. And so now she's grandma. I wonder what she's going to call herself.
She actually told Oprah in an interview recently. They did on one of these entertainment shows showing Oprah and Gayle shopping at a celebrity's baby store. And I forgot what, I'll be able to tell you the name tomorrow evening, but she has one of them cute little names. She's not, Nanny or Nana or any of that. She,
But she's a grandma now. So now it definitely makes sense, because remember we reported earlier this summer that Gayle's like, if you're not vaccinated, you can't come to my house on Thanksgiving. Now even more so, like, look, I'm a grandma now. I can't be having no craziness. So congratulations to Gayle and Kirby, her daughter, and her husband, and baby newborn. So
absolutely, and a boy at that.
And a boy, because she said she wanted a grandson. All she's had known were girls, so this has been a double blessing. So congratulations, Miss Gayle.
Yes. Another congratulations goes out to, is it Michaela Coley?
Yes.
Writer, co-director, and star, who won her first Emmy Award for a limited series writing. She also made history by being the first Black woman to win in that category. In her acceptance speech, she said, "Write the tale that scares you. Make your feelings uncertain, but it isn't comfortable." So what she's saying is write that dream that scares you to no end. Your feelings are going to be, uncertain about everything you do. But that's the uncomfortable you need to be able to strive. And I just thought it was excellent.
Amen. I agree.
Said. So congratulations to her as well, too. She did the damn thing. And, Now, there is one funny thing that came out of the Emmys the other night. Actor Seth Rogen was a little bit upset. He thought where the Emmys were going to take place was going to be more of an open air type of situation. It really was a tent outside off of a parking structure in LA instead of in the building. And he made a stink out of it. But I got to give Cedric the Entertainer a big round of applause, and DJ Reggie Watts. They kind of smoothed it out, laughed it out, that type of thing. But he kind of was going in on like, how y'all got us in a closed in, quarter. And yeah, he was a little perturbed. A lot of people are like that. And I'm going to talk about that one night here on this show, that there's people still are wearing masks. I'm seeing people at events, and there are people who are still wearing masks. I know I'll wear a mask at an event from now on,
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Until it is truly safe.
Right.
Why take that risk?
Right. Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
If anything, like you, Art, I'll make sure that my mask is matching the outfit.
Right.
I have the designer, hey, design me a mask to match this, and we're good.
Yes, very good. You're absolutely right about that. All right, what else do you have in the news tonight, my dear?
Before we went on the air, I just saw this locally, what happened. It's sad. Summer is about to officially end literally today, because on my birthday, fall begins. And we're still having these jokers just shooting up stuff. And saw the news that a 15-year-old boy at one of our local high schools was shot and killed. Now here's the strange part, ladies and gents. When I was sharing this with my dear big brother, he had something to share with me, saying he was just there. I'm like, what are you talking about? So tell us, what are you talking about, big brother?
This afternoon, I had errands to run, and coming home from running my errands, I have to come through the area where that high school is located.
Okay.
And I looked at the clock in my car and I said, I wonder what time do these high school students get out? Because I probably really do want to avoid that, but it was too late. I was right there.
Right.
Because I was coming through the intersection, it was just a lot of chaos. A lot of just, I guess, them getting out of school, teenagers, roughhousing. It was disturbing. I didn't see the shooting or any of that, but it's just ironic that when I got home, it was maybe 3:00, and that happened at 2:42. So I had to have been either, right there when it happened or after it happened. But I did see the young people getting out of school and the crowds of them, playing with each other and horsing around. And, it just, in an intersection like that, it can be dangerous to have kids tumbling in the streets and acting up and, everything. But yes, I was just right near that intersection, either before it happened or right after it happened.
Angels are always watching over you, but I just, the prayers go out to his family. I mean, this is just, kids are just returning back to school. They're trying to get, there's still a lot of anxiety, right? Because all of us have been out for 18 months. So you're trying to get back into, meeting people, meeting your friends. And then, as you said earlier, we used to do that. We used to horse around after high school, right? But it was playful fun. There was no, craziness. Now, I have no words. I really don't.
I just said I'm going to have to think of a different route to come home now, especially when it's time for young people to get out of school. Last year, I didn't have to be bothered with that. You have to retrain yourself to know that it's a difference now. It's amazing how when you go a year without doing something, how things change. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, anything else, my dear, you want to bring up?
Even though I love watching different dramas. There's a new drama coming out tonight. It's called For the People. It's on Fox. And my other husband, he don't know it yet. Morris Chestnut, Joe Morton. I mean, those are just some of the names that are going to be on this series. Yaya DaCosta. It's really, it stars, the scenery is in Oak Bluffs, Martha's Vineyard. And there's a story, as you know, in the early 30s and 40s, affluent African Americans, they went to Martha's Vineyard to enjoy the summer or And so this is, I think the storyline is where the affluent African Americans, they live the life. And it's based off the book Lawrence Otis Graham. Now that name should be familiar to you because he was an attorney. He just recently died this year, but he wrote a book about that lifestyle. So it's a series now. So I gotta definitely take a look at it and report to you about it. Let you know what you think.
All right, very good. All right. Anything else we need to cover today?
I think I'm good. Did you have anything?
I don't know. Let me look at my notes of goodies. I mean, I don't know. Let's see. Let me see what else is in here. Nope. Nope. Everything seems to be in order. Like we covered everything. Oh, I do have an interesting one. Did you know 50 Cent does not drink nor smoke, and he has a liquor company? But what's so funny is that he have them to put ginger ale in his glasses for him. He'll serve everybody else, and when it's time for him to be served, whoever the personal server is, they'll put ginger ale in there for him.
Now that's interesting. I mean, he has a different facade. It was so interesting. I saw him on The View yesterday with the ladies, and he is just as calm, just as quiet. But that man has built up a media empire.
Yes, he has. Don't think he has not. Yes.
So, you can call him whatever you want, but I like to call him paid. And is well paid.
Yes, he is. All right. Anything else you want to cover before our next guest joins us tonight?
No, I'm just excited to have Miss Tammy, a fellow Virgo queen, talk about the life and times of Miss Payne. So... and then, in fact, she let us know how she enjoyed her excursion to Kenya, because it was like we were right there with her and she was taking the photos, So I'm excited to have her back.
Very good. Well, also, I want to mention in sports, Usain Bolt advised Miss Sha'Carri Richardson to talk less and train more.
Amen.
Well, and that's kind of a catch-22. Usain Bolt says American sprinter Sha'Carri Richardson should stop trash talking and focus more on her training. The 8-time Olympic gold medalist Bolt said Richardson should keep quiet after she was handled with that 1 month,
suspension.
Handed and handled. Let me say handed and handled. That 1 month suspension for testing positive for marijuana, which cost her a spot on the U.S. Olympic team.
Right.
So, I mean, what do you think about this? I think it's great advice that he gave her. I think she's very talented. Again,
of course.
But I think just she's from that culture and that society that and that's probably what's getting her in trouble. And I'm glad he said that to her.
Well, again. It's as you move in your life, whatever it is that you do, and she's gifted.
Yeah.
The only unfortunate thing when she tested positive for marijuana, she was going through a rough time. And I think when you have gifted people, you have to make sure you surround them with people who will always encourage them. Right. Now, she made the mistake. Her people, her tribe should be able to say, look, you've made this mistake. You are a role model, whether you want to admit it or not, or recognize it or not. So as our grandmother would say, you have to always be above reproach.
That's right.
And the saying goes, to much is given, much is required.
Right.
And she may not like it, but it is what it is. Mm-hmm. When companies want to give you millions of dollars because of who you are, because you can run faster than any other person on this planet, there's responsibility in that. So I applaud Usain for letting her know. It would have been nice if a woman, though, also pull her coattails and say, listen, honey, and even though Mr. Usain, he's all that, but as a woman, even as a black woman, you have to be above reproach. Right. Period. So hopefully she will take it in the manner that the advice that he gave her. It wasn't trying to say, no, but he's trying to let her know you are gifted, but you have to be responsible with that gift.
That's right. I couldn't agree with you more on that. And I'm glad he said something, but you're right. And you know what? I really appreciate you being a Black woman and saying that. Like, how come no other sister has said that to her? You know, so I don't know.
I guarantee you, Art, if FloJo were alive, she pulled her to the side. Knowing, you know, Florence Griffith Joyner, she'd have pulled her to the side and said, "Listen, honey,
right, we don't do that.
We don't do that." That's exactly right.
Amen. Absolutely. Okay, very good. Well, thank you so very much for that. What else we got here? Let me see. Let me check. I need to go back through my notes of the day. As you guys all know, fall is setting in, and I was in a store earlier today, and a lady had on a fur jacket. So I'm trying to figure out what happened.
Maybe she was cold.
Seasonal. No, girl, again, where are your other seasonal coats? It was only what? 60,
I'm trying to help out.
Girl, it was 67. I like this weather. To me, it was still warm. I think it was maybe 72. It was still warm to me. I had a hoodie on and really, you know, felt like I was sweating a little bit, you know?
I was trying to help her out. Now, would I have worn a fur? Absolutely not. But you see what I'm wearing now? I'm wearing my turtleneck. Because, you know, it worked for me. Because I didn't have to worry about, okay, if I wear a t-shirt, I'm going to be too cold. So, when I going in my errands, folks still had the doggone air conditioning on. I'm like, oh, see, I'd have been freezing. So, I'm dressed appropriately right now. But I think maybe Miss Missy kind of went too far. She wanted to let everybody know she have a fur. Well, trust and believe, we live in Chicago. We gonna have enough days where you can wear your fur. You ain't got to wear it now.
I just couldn't believe it. It was, you know, I don't know if it was a real fur or not, but it was fur-esque. And it, you know, again, it just was a jacket that I thought, sweetheart, no, you know, like today is really the last Tuesday of summer.
Right.
I don't think it's that cold here today. And she had on like flowery pants, you know, they all were very floral, and she had on, you know, sandals, and she had on a fur jacket. And I just thought, you know, are you doing something illegal or you know what I'm saying? Because, girl, why you got on a fur jacket today, you know?
Oh, well, right. She, you know, maybe her body, you see, now I'm trying not to defend her, but she may have going through menopause. See, when you go through menopause, your body can go from hot to cold in 90 seconds. So,
girl, again, where is the fleece hoodie? Where is the little denim jacket? Where's a hoodie? Where's
she? Obviously she wanted to be seen, and she was seen. How about that?
And my grandmama said, "Go get your little slicker or your trench coat or you know, your little jacket, or you know, I used to have a little jacket." I don't get it. I don't, but I'm not here to judge. I'm not handing out fashion tickets tonight, any of that. But I'm just in question about, Lord, why did the woman have on a fur today? Living in Chicago, you could have a coat for all degrees.
That's right.
Real or fake fur is for under 30 degrees. Thank you, Debbie. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I don't even believe in bringing out the fur until Thanksgiving anyway. Maybe my birthday is if it's cold, but Thanksgiving is really when the furs come out. You know what I'm saying? Debbie said hoodies in 50 degrees. Okay, right. I don't know. I didn't get that. I just didn't. All right. Well, again, for those of you all that are just joining us, welcome to the Tuesday night edition of the Real Chat Daddy Show. I am your host, Chat Daddy. Glad to be here with you guys on this wonderful, wonderful Tuesday evening. It is the eve of our co-host's birthday. Kay Renee's birthday is tomorrow, September 22nd. I know you hate Earth, Wind, and Fire didn't say September 22nd.
It's okay. And it's so funny. I have a friend who I called to wish him happy birthday. Today is his birthday. Okay. And I said, because he's of the vanilla persuasion. Okay. And I said, you know, there's a song out there about your birthday. He's like, I know about Earth, Wind, and Fire. I said, oh, well, excuse me.
Yeah, well, Earth, Wind, and Fire, Rolling Stone just released the list, and that song is a part of that. One of the greatest songs in the world. So
yes.
Everybody knows that song.
Yes,
All right.
yes.
Well, speaking of everybody knows that song, our next guest, we just love and adore her every time she is here with us. She is a world traveler, an entrepreneur, travel historian, and an author. She just got back from a wonderful trip from Africa, which we want to talk to her about that. Tonight, she's also here to talk about the life and times of pioneering journalist, Miss Ethel Payne. And we're going to find out who she was and what she did and all of those great things. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the show. Our sister in spirit, the creator and founder of Sankofa TravelHer, our good friend Tammy Gibson.
Yay! Hey!
Hi, hey.
Welcome back.
This travel historian is tired, not tired, tired.
I bet.
Tammy, look, I know you personally, and that's what I laugh about all the time. I said, Tammy, I'll see you on a Wednesday, and 2 days later, you in Antarctica. Tammy, what? Dude, I always say to you when we have private time, girl, when do you sleep? Sleep. Okay. I gotta get on a plane. I gotta drive here. How you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm tired, but I'm good. I was out of town for the past couple of days, got back today. So I just had a great time, but I am tired, but hey, that's what a travel historian does.
Right. Well, Tammy, before we get into the life of Miss Ethel Payne, can we talk about your wonderful trip to Africa, where you went, some of the things you saw? Thank you again for my beautiful gift you brought me. She did. It was just touching. Tell us all about your trip, Tammy.
It was amazing. People ask me about I've been to different parts of different countries, and people ask me what's my favorite, and it's very difficult for me to pick a country because every time I go to a different country, it's a different experience. But we spent 2 weeks in Kenya. We went to different parts of Kenya, went to 3 tribes, and just being in the presence of these tribes and to learn about their history and their culture. One of them was the Maasai tribe, and they talked about the different dances. And I don't know if you've seen them. They leap, they jump. Mm-hmm. That can mean different things. And right. And the stick I gave you too. Remember the stick I gave you?
Yes.
So it was just just being in there, and I stayed in 3 5-star hotels, and I stayed in 2 like cabins.
Okay.
And just getting up in the morning and seeing an elephant. I saw a white what kind of animal was that? Not an orangutan, a baboon. I saw a white baboon. And one of the other hotels I stayed in, it was monkeys all over the place. Just all over the place. So I couldn't utilize my balcony, which I had a beautiful view of the ocean, and there was monkeys all over the place. So I would shake my balcony door, and it was like, "Do you want something?" And it was one morning.
What does the hotel do to help the tourists? You gotta be kidding.
It's outdoors. Everything is outdoors. So one morning I got up and I saw 2 monkeys licking each other, right? I think they were getting their groove on, right? And I'm like, "You make it out of my balcony?" So I'm shaking the balcony, and it was like,
and steady having sex on your balcony.
Yes, and went back to licking each other. Didn't make this up, but it was just an amazing experience. I had a blast. I was gone for almost 2.5 weeks. Right. But when I do a traveling, we travel all over. We just don't stay in one part of Kenya. Mm-hmm. We would get up at 4 o'clock in the morning, go to another place in Kenya, stay in a hotel for 1 night, pack up again, and move. So the type of travel I go with this group is called African American Travelers. We're moving.
Very good.
Moving all over the place. I had an amazing time.
Wow, we're so glad to hear that. The pictures were beautiful.
Yes.
Videos you shared. Mm-hmm. I even saw the monkeys you were talking about, and I said, well, maybe she's staying at a monkey reserve. I don't know, because
that was my balcony.
It was a mess. I thought, because knowing you, Tammy, I wouldn't imagine, I know you probably stay at a monkey reserve if they ordered it, or had it available. Because
when I went to the Maasai tribe, they said for you to really understand their culture, you need to be there for at least 6 to 8 months.
Okay.
You know, so being there for 45 minutes and, you know, going inside their hut and, you know, they talk about their culture, you can't really get enough in 45 minutes. But I would love to have the opportunity to just be there for 6 to 8 months so you can see, because they was like, you know, we can show you how we hunt. You know, we can't say, well, when you come to do this tour, something's going to happen. You got to be there to actually see the, you know, the real, true life of these people. You know, as far as how they get married and have children, and children go to school, you know, how they hunt. So if that opportunity presents itself, I'm definitely going to do that.
Very good. All right. Well, Tammy, I want to get into the life and times of Miss Ethel Payne. For those that are not familiar, please tell us who she was and about her life and what we need to know and do.
Okay, so I have my cheat sheet, so I'm just going to go down the list of some important facts that people need to know about Ethel Payne. She was born on August 14th, 1911 on the south side of Chicago. Her home, which is still standing, is on 60th and Truth.
Wow.
Her favorite writer was Paul Laurence Dunbar. She attended Lindblom High School, and I won an auction of her 1930 yearbook from Lindblom.
Oh, wow.
So you can see right here.
Yes.
Yes.
And at that time, Lindblom was an all-white school. So I went through the book to look for African Americans, only 3 out of this yearbook of 1930 Lindblom High School yearbook.
Wow.
Wow.
30. Okay.
Yes. So she for her to go to school, she had to endure getting rocks thrown at her because she went through an all-white neighborhood during that time. Like I said, Lindblom at that time was all-white school. When she graduated, she decided she wanted to become a lawyer. So she went to the University of Chicago Law School, but they refused her application because she was Black. So during Payne's life, she devoted her life and career to racial justice issues. So in 1951, she became a reporter for the Chicago Defender. So Miss Payne, doing research, she was a woman that she took no mess. I mean, she answered the questions that a lot of reporters were afraid to ask. And she also made President Eisenhower upset because she asked him the tough questions. One of the questions she asked was when he was going to ban segregation at bus depots.
Right.
And that angered him. So she was known as a no-nonsense woman. She didn't care. She wanted to ask those tough questions regarding, racial issues regarding African Americans. So she covered the Civil Rights Movement, Brown versus Board of Education, the Montgomery bus boycott, and the Little Rock Nine. So Payne was the first African American woman to be included in the White House Press Corps, and she was the first Black woman to appear on a national network on CBS.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And so Ethel Payne passed away on May 28, 1991. She's buried in an unmarked grave in Glenwood, Illinois.
Wait.
Say it again.
Let's press the rewind button. You said what now?
She passed away May 28, 1991, and she's buried in an unmarked grave in Glenwood, Illinois.
Horrible.
What?
Yes.
Yes.
So with me, some of you might know I'm a contributor for the Chicago Defender. And when I started doing history of the Chicago Defender, I kept seeing Ethel Payne's name popping up all over. So I was like, let me see, read about this woman. And she was known as, the first lady of the Black press. There's a book that I'm reading right now. It's called Eye on the Struggle. And it talks about her life and how much she had even her being a journalist, one of the few Black journalists, the segregation and the racial, issues that she had to go through to be a journalist. And here's another book called The Pioneering Journalist Ethel Payne. And so this book here is more of a Q&A of Ethel Payne's, actual words. So when I found out she was buried on an unmarked grave, I went to the cemetery. It's called Mount Glenwood Cemetery. And I wanted to confirm that she's buried there. And they told me yes. And I asked them, I said, is there any way that I can raise money to give her a proper headstone? So the cemetery did not know who Ethel Payne was. So I gave them a little bit of history about her. and they had to check their records to make sure if there's anybody I need to contact to raise money. So when they told me I was able to do it, I mean, it just broke my heart about this woman who paved the way for the April Ryans and the Chicago journalists and Chicago Black women, that this woman does not have, doesn't have a proper headstone.
Right.
And so this is something I'm doing. I have a GoFundMe that I'm trying to raise around. The headstone I want to get her is like a full slab. It's a full length, 6 foot, not a headstone, but it's like a slab. Mm-hmm. And I want to have her name, and I want to have the list of her accomplishments of what she's done. And it costs around $8,000 to give for that particular headstone.
Okay.
And I'm gonna try my best to see if I can raise money. I've reached out to a few people, a few African American journalists, women journalists in Chicago, the NABJ, and some other people that Chicago Defender. I reached out to a lot of people, and so hopefully, that they will, donate.
Very good. For those of you all that want to help with this cause, please go to Tammy's website, which is Sankofa TravelHer.com. That's Sankofa TravelHer.com. A link is there for this. Tammy, you also did this for somebody else here in Chicago, and it made the news. Tell us about that case as well, too, where you raised money. So just so you guys know, Tammy takes this money and buys these people these headstones, and it makes the news. And so your contribution is going to a worthy cause. Tell us about the other story, Tammy.
Yeah, so in July, this past July, we did the unveiling of Eugene Williams. He was the first victim of the 1919 Chicago Race Massacre. He was buried in the Pauper's Grave of Lincoln Cemetery, which is a historic cemetery. And I did that in 2019. And this past summer, we were able to unveil the headstone of Eugene Williams.
And it made the news here in Chicago, which was so beautiful and so touching.
And it also made the New York Times. That's why I saw it. I sent it to you, Tammy. I said, look at here.
Yes,
but you know what, Tammy? What really is saddens me, the fact that, we as journalists, I never knew who she was until Art shared with me who Miss Payne was. Why is it that we don't know what our history? What is up with that?
And when people say, because I tell people, I don't know everything. I don't know everything about Black history. But when you know, then you start to learn. Right. So I tell people, don't feel bad that you didn't know about Ethel Payne. You know about her now.
Yeah.
And, learn more about her, because there's so many people I don't even know about. So people know that I know everything. No, I don't. And I'm not trying to claim to. But when I find out about somebody, then I do my research. So no, it's okay. It's okay. But we know who she is. And I mean, she's from Chicago, born and raised in Chicago. And actually tomorrow I'll be talking to a couple of individuals, because her home, I want to put make it a national historical landmark.
Right.
Her home is the weeds are up to here. It's abandoned. I can send you guys pictures of it, because I went by there last week before I went out of town. And it's in Inglewood. And it's in horrible condition. Condition. I'm going to see if there's any way that we can make it look nice. I don't know. But
maybe somebody buy it and turn it into something, or
I would love for it to become a museum.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Is it a property that big where it could be something like that?
Looking at it, it's going to need a lot of care. It looks like it's in horrible condition.
Okay.
Wow.
It's so sad. That really, really is. Well, Tammy, you also went to Chattanooga, Tennessee this past weekend. Could you tell us about that trip?
Yeah. So I went to see the unveiling of the Ed Johnson Memorial. Ed Johnson was 24 years old in 1906, and he was lynched. He was accused of raping a white woman named Nevada Taylor. And what irks me about this is when a Black man is lynched by a white woman, and they never say her name. And so that's her name. And so he was at work when she was raped, but they did it eeny, meeny, miny, mo. And they had to pick a Black person. So they had this young man, took him to jail. His case went to the Supreme Court, And even though he had 10 witnesses to say that he was at work at the time, he was still found guilty. And so he was supposed to get executed. They asked him what was his last request, and he said he wanted to go to church. They denied it. So what day is that? March of 1906, an angry white mob went to the jail cell, dragged him out, took him to the Walnut Street Bridge in Chattanooga, Tennessee, and his last words was, "God bless you, I am innocent."
Wow.
And then they riddled his body with bullets. They said about 200. His body was riddled with bullets. And so he is buried in Chattanooga. It's called the Pleasant Garden Cemetery. And 115 years later, the mayor of Chattanooga apologized. In 2001, his conviction was vacated.
Wow.
Too damn late.
Wow. Too damn late. Too damn late. Yeah.
So close to the bridge, a sculptor, his name is Jerome Meadows. He did a statue memorial of Ed Johnson, and it was unveiled today. I mean, it was unveiled on Sunday.
Wow. Wait, so Debbie Green says she was having an affair and blamed him for raping her. Wow. No, that's so sad. That really is sad. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Hey, Renee, anything you want to say to Tammy?
I'm just still trying to get over what you just shared regarding this. This is one. Thank you so much, Tammy, for bringing all this information to light. We need to know more about this because it's interesting how our vanilla counterparts don't understand. Well, why you as black people don't get it? I said because y'all don't get it, and so once you get it, then we'll get it. How about that? So it just really I'm glad that you are there. You are one of the beacons to let people know that this travesty of racial injustice still exists. Yeah. I mean, even though you talk about Mr. Johnson, Miss Payne, this happened in the early 90s. This is still happening in 2021, and until racism is a disease, is not a condition. It's a disease. And once we can eradicate this disease, then things can start moving in a right direction. So, continue doing your research, just being who you are, Tammy. And, much love to you, my Virgo sister. Much love.
Thank you. Because people ask, why should we have lynching memorials? Why not?
Right.
So you want to try to erase the history of what actually happened?
Right.
This young man lost his life over because someone just picked him out of a crowd.
Right.
And there's several people like Ed Johnson.
That's right.
And we should never forget that. We should never forget them.
No, we should not. Wow. Well, Tammy, thank you so very much for this. All you do. If you guys are not following her, please do so on social media platforms. Tammy is always performing, talking to people. Tammy gets into her characters. Tammy, you have an appearance tomorrow, correct?
Yes, I do.
Wow.
So I'll be doing a demonstration as an enslaved laundress in Gurnee, Illinois. And so when I do reenactments on plantations or do reenactments all over, I pretend I'm an enslaved laundress, and people come around and they see me how I wash clothes, with the washboard and the buckets, and how I make lye soap and make starch and all types of equipment, the plunger, so many artifacts that's used back during that time, where today, you can have a combo, a washer and dryer, but there were 8 steps for the laundress to do the laundry back in that time. So it would take 4 to 5 days for a laundress to do laundry.
Wow. And now we upset and mad if the washer take longer than 30 minutes.
That's right.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Oh boy. Oh, Tammy, you are a jewel, a treasure. We really do appreciate you. Just incredible. Anything you want to say in closing to everybody tonight?
No, basically I always say this: our history is more than 28 days. We need to celebrate, educate. And what's going on in this world today, where they're trying to take out Black history in schools. I heard they was trying to take Rosa Parks out of schools and some other. Our history starts at home. So if they don't want to talk about history in school, fine. It's up to us as parents, aunts, uncles, in our community, we need to teach our history because no one can tell our history but us.
Amen.
I love it. Amen. Amen. Well, Tammy, always continued success to you. Ladies and gentlemen, you can reach her at Sankofa TravelHer, SankofaTravelHer.com. If you'd like to donate to the headstone in remembrance of Miss Ethel Payne, please go to SankofaTravelHer.com. Give a donation. It would be greatly appreciated. Tammy is our historian. We love and adore her. Tammy, where are you off to next? Can we ask, or do we have to just wait and see?
My next trip is I'm going to George Washington's plantation in October, and there is an enslaved cemetery on the grounds, and they do like a memorial for the people who are the unknown who are buried there at George Washington's plantation. So I'll be doing live, videos and recording and stuff. So be on the lookout in the next couple of weeks.
Okay, all right. Okay. Well, we just love and adore her. Tammy Gibson of Sankofa TravelHer, blogger, author, columnist, a modern day Ethel Payne, entrepreneur, a Madam C.J. Walker. Look, a Madam C.J. Walker. I just need to tell you all, she's responsible for this. We just love and adore her to no end. Happy birthday, my dear. Stay safe. Tell your mother I said hello.
She loves her magnet. She said thank you.
That's right. I love Mama. I had a task at hand and I took care of it. I did. Nobody else got anything. And when they lost my luggage, I was like, Lord, I'm gonna disappoint Tammy's mom. Look at God. Look at God. That suitcase came back, didn't it?
Yeah.
Amen. All right, Tammy, we love you so much. Oh, wait, Tammy, we have a question. Debbie wants to know, have you ever been to the Royal Oaks Plantation?
Yes.
I was going to say, I've been there as well, too. Yes. Yep.
Yes.
I have. Yes, I've been there. All right. Very good, Tammy. We love you. Bye-bye. Be good. And stay.
Bye. All right. Bye, Karen. I wish you happy birthday tomorrow.
Thank you, sweetie. Thank you. Many blessings.
Thank you. Bye. Bye. Love you guys.
Love you. All right. Bye-bye.
Bye. Oh, wow. Oh.
Isn't that amazing? Yeah.
That's
really good.
I went through so many emotions during that interview.
Yes.
From happy to anger to just sad to just all that. Oh,
I agree. Yes. The one thing I love talking with Tammy and just at anything that she goes to, that's like sitting down at a table with a good friend. It's like having a cup of tea or coffee. And Tammy is everyday people. I just love her. She's very accomplished, but she talks to you just like you're a family member and sharing her experiences on these, chance of a lifetime trips that she does, and the work that she does is incredible. So we're very happy for Tammy.
Amen to that.
Yes. All right. Well, don't go anywhere. The second half of the Real Chat Daddy Show will continue in just a few moments. For those of you all that are just joining us, welcome to the Tuesday night edition of the Real Chat Daddy Show. I am your host, Chat Daddy Kata, and I'm here with the birthday girl. Tomorrow is her birthday. Coming up on tomorrow night's show, we're going to play some trivia. We're going to play trivia pertaining to the year K. Renee was born. And we're going to go into the 80s tomorrow night. We're going to have some things that she loved and adored from the 80s. That was one of her favorite time periods. So we'll have some trivia. And then we have a musical guest coming by tomorrow night. We have a
I want to be surprised, but I have a feeling I know who it might be.
Oh, do you really? Okay, well, we have a musical guest, huh?
Well, Virgos are natural born detectives, so I just have a
well, I mean, you'll see it in the morning.
I know, but I have a feeling I know who it is.
People not promote it tomorrow. But
thank you, Ms. Nicole. Thank you, Mr. Yan.
Yeah, we have a musical guest coming back tomorrow night. So we're super excited about the musical guest joining us tomorrow night.
Hey.
Renee, anything else we need to talk about as we wait on our next guest?
Well, as the fire truck is coming by your house.
I'm about to jump up and say that, look, if I hear him stop, that's when I'm really going to be yeah, y'all got to get me a soundproof studio. All right.
Okay.
So, baby, they coming. But here's the deal. I've seen nothing on my alert yet. That So yeah, no, see, that's what makes this a reality show.
Okay.
Right, that makes this a reality show like you would believe. Look, keep talking while I go check and make sure.
Okay, you go ahead and check.
Right.
But no, as Art said, tomorrow is my birthday. But there are other people who celebrate September 22nd. And I'm gonna let you guys know who also shares my special day. There's one person in particular that I adore and I know firsthand, and he has a special year that he's turning tomorrow on my birthday.
Oh, really? Who is that?
The Reverend Dr. Jeremiah A. Wright, Pastor Emeritus of Trinity United Church of Christ. Yes, he turns 80 tomorrow. That's my birthday buddy. So yeah. I want to share, like Art said, what happened on my birthday. There's some people famous and some not so famous who share that double-digit number.
Wow. Okay, then. Very good. When is Virgo season over? Does it end
tomorrow?
Oh my goodness! You're on the last day of Virgo.
Yes.
Interesting. Then we go into Libra.
Libra, the scales, and then also another season comes in. Another season starts with an S, ends with an O, and if you mess with them, baby, they will sting you like nobody's business.
Honey, we are sweet as we can be.
Just
have a bad misconception about Scorpio.
Now look, I was married to one for 10 years now. That's all I got to say. Scorpios they're very sweet, but if you mess them the wrong way, they will sting you.
Booker T.
Yes, we are, honey. Don't get that twisted. Yes, we are.
Please. Nobody loves like we Scorpios. Nobody loves like we Scorpios. No. Yeah. Nobody loves like us Scorpios. That's all I'm gonna say.
Well, we could debate on that, but that's okay.
All right, very good. We'll make sure you guys tune in tomorrow night. We'll definitely do a back down memory lane, wonderful trivia about the year K. Renee was born, as well as we'll venture into the 80s and talk about some of the things in the 80s, and then we'll close off the evening with a musical guest. So tomorrow at 3 p.m. Central Standard Time, we will have another edition of Conversations of Courage, Surviving the COVID-19 Pandemic. No, it may not be tomorrow. I think it'll be either Friday. But Miss Bonnie DeShawn will be the guest. We had the wrong wording, the wrong hookup, but Bonnie DeShawn will be the next guest.
Yay!
Courage.
Yes, and let me just say this: I truly enjoyed your conversation with Tony on Monday. He's just definitely all that. So congrats to you.
Wellness expert, Mr. Tony Hill. He's been here on the show many times. We'll probably have him back on in the next couple of weeks. Tony's conversation was amazing about growing up, fitness, staying healthy and safe during COVID, and it really was a great conversation. And we do appreciate master fitness guru, Mr. Tony Hill. And I love when he says how old he is. I just love it.
I do too, because it's hard to believe it, but it's true.
Yeah, it is. It is. Mm-hmm.
I mean, I saw him in Vegas last month. I'm like, I can't believe you this age. Okay.
Right. Yes, very, very good. All right. Well, we're waiting on our next guest to join us. And once she's here, if not, we'll have to move on. And because the one thing I didn't do was charge this computer up already. So we only got so many minutes before we have to end tonight's show. I mean, right. I'm down to the wire with the show, down to the wire.
I hear you. I hear you. Well, we had our podcast, Kim and I, on Saturday, and it was very powerful because not only September marks self-care awareness, it's also suicide prevention and awareness. And we want to make sure that if you don't have anyone to talk to, there's places that you can go, because with this pandemic, people have just gotten anxious. They've done some crazy things, and it doesn't have to be that way. There is always hope. And so I really want to send a special shout out to Miss Janetta Berry. She is always, we had her once before on our podcast, and she just really broke it down this past Saturday. So much love to her. Yeah.
Okay. Very, very good. Anything else we need to cover? I'm trying to think what else was in the news. What was Daytime Chicago?
Yes.
Tanya Francisco and Amy Rutledge. They're doing a great job. They are doing a great job. As you guys all know, they were on with us the week before their show kicked off. Their show launched last week. They had a full week of great guest conversations. And this week they're coming out the gate swinging as well too. The ladies look great. I love the colors, the energy, and they're going to make their way. It's a good show.
And they love to do this. Every time I see they like,
I know they love to do that, which I think is too cute. Yeah,
it is. But you know what? I love their energy. I really do. They really are connected in a different way. But there's no. What I notice about them, they truly love and respect each other, and that's what I think they're gonna do very well.
Yes, absolutely. Oh boy, yep. Okay, anything else you want to talk about? What are you going to do for your birthday? Are you celebrating? Well, we have the show tomorrow night, but are you celebrating in any particular way this birthday?
Well, tomorrow, and in fact, I have to confirm with my godmother. I'm having lunch with my godmother tomorrow, and she is very special to me because she was a retired English teacher, and she worked with my mom when they were teaching at Crane. So she knew me before I even came in this world. And so I had not seen her in a long time, when my mom and my dad were alive. And it wasn't until when I gave my mom her last birthday party 11 years ago, where I invited her, and it was like they connected, my mom and her. And after my mom transitioned, she's like, Renee, I will always be with you. So, I'm having lunch with her tomorrow, and just, really, as I said, I'm just really grateful to reach anniversary 54, because I know with this pandemic and just in general, we're losing a lot of people.
Right.
I mean, we talk about COVID. They don't talk about the total number of fatalities, but it's over 600,000 folks that have lost their lives due to this virus.
More people than the flu pandemic.
Exactly.
Of 1818.
Yes.
I was just reading today where in Georgia they've had children to perish from COVID. They've had to put schools on lockdown. Oh, absolutely.
Oh my goodness.
Right. If you look at this per capita, the toll this is taking on our world is incredible. But just here in the United States, the numbers. And if you look at per state, Florida just was bragging about finally having not double-digit cases per day. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, oh my God, are you kidding me? Is this the way this is, working for these people in their situations of trying to survive this COVID pandemic,
As I said, we will always say on the show, you must stay prayerful, ladies and gentlemen. And, look at the science, do the right thing. If you're not vaccinated, you should wear a mask, period. Right. It's best if you can get vaccinated, but if you make that choice not to, we can't force you to do that, but wear the damn mask.
Right.
Okay? Wash your hands. Sanitize.
That's right. We are a health and wellness show, and on this show, we remind everybody before we go to our next guest, the importance of, just being healthy, being safe. Our next guest, is an educator, and we're going to talk about just how we need to do some things. Tonight, I have a mask that is Black Lives Matter. We all know that, but make sure you wear your mask. Cover your nose, mouth, do what's necessary. I know everybody wants to get out and mingle and have a good time and all of that, but do the right things. Keep your hands clean. And I still believe in social distancing. I do
too.
You got to be all up on me. Look, get back, stand back a few feet. Loose here, Satan, any of those things that we say to tell people, we just don't need you that close on us. So
no, we don't.
Be careful, be safe, and let's move on. Well, our last guest this evening is a first-time guest to the show. She is a Amazon best-selling author. She is creating a series of books to help educate our young people. We were just talking earlier about the fact that a young man was killed here in Chicago today, a high school student. Just as I came through that intersection, that incident have had to either just happen or happen seconds after I went through that intersection. And I feel so bad for that young man's family. So our guest tonight is here to talk to us about something that has been taboo for many, many years, but she's here to educate us on the miseducation of weed. Ladies and gentlemen, please introduce our guest, if you would, Miss K. Renee.
Ladies and gents, please welcome Miss Shauna Williams.
Hello.
Hello, Miss Shauna.
Hello. How are you, Shauna? Good to see you. How you doing tonight? Here, let's adjust so we can see you a little bit better. Very good.
There we go.
Hey, there you go. See you in the big box.
Oh, okay.
There you go. How you doing tonight? Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me, and I'm doing pretty good. I have no complaints.
Very good. So now let's talk a little bit about who you are, your background. I noticed that you're writing a series of books to kind of get things straight. And you know what? I appreciate somebody like you because we have a whole generation of people. We were talking earlier that don't remember our history or know where we come from. So please introduce yourself and tell us about what you're doing.
You know what they say, if you don't know your history, you will fail, and naturally you will repeat it. So that is so important. I am me, Shauna Williams. I am a writer, researcher. I am not a scientist or a chemist, but I have been blessed with the ability to write stories for kids. The way it comes out of me, it's entertaining. I call it my 4 F's: my fun, fact-filled fictional stories. And because I have children of my own, of course they're grown now, and I grew up as a youth director, there are so many things that our kids don't know. And there are so many things their parents don't even know. But so many things that our children don't know. And I am just thankful that I can be a voice to just encourage and guide them in truth and justice, pretty much, for especially our children.
Very good. I love it. I really do. Anyone who is trying to help preserve our legacy, anyone who's trying to inform the misinformed and correct any ilks that we are facing in this world, I truly appreciate you. So I do want to talk about the new book, because marijuana or weed, or as grandma and them would say, reefer, all of that is reefer. You know, is all, you know, has been taboo. It's been unheard of. So what, first of all, is this a fictional story or really a true journal of knowing this? And then give us the backstory.
Okay, it is a fictional story, but all of the facts are true.
Okay.
So the Smith family, that is the family that is represented in the story, they are all fictional, but they also are everyone that you know. They're your grandmother, your grandfather, your great aunts, great uncles, cousins. We are all in the story, which makes it amazing for me. And they are a well-off, wealthy family that owns 300 acres of cannabis. They have 8 pillars that they have built their business on: the cannabis cash crop, agriculture, chemistry, biology, health and wellness, criminal justice, business administration, and then the marketing and dispensary. So they go from seed to sell. This Smith family. Yes, they do.
Interesting, because it really has gotten a negative connotation from the notes that I was reading. A lot of people have now gotten into CBD. Kay Renee, I know you're chomping at the bits to get in here and talk to her about this. Go right ahead.
No, well, first and foremost, from one author to another, Ms. Shauna, congratulations. And I applaud you for really taking on this topic, because there has been some misnomers about cannabis. And I got to ask you, what made you decide to go this route? I mean, you know, obviously that you're a writer and you want to Your target audience in this is children, but why cannabis?
Well, actually, honestly, it's about teaching our kids and adults about cannabis and how it became a false enemy to America. And that stretches back to the 1930s when Evil Anslinger, he used to be the big guy, the FBI guy that wanted to put a stigma on black people after he failed the alcohol. He tried to make alcohol illegal. When that didn't work, he wanted to make cannabis illegal. And from him to even now, that the story, actually, the book tells the whole story, actually, and it does it in a fun, exciting way for kids. So it's 5 chapters. The young lady, her and her father, they're not estranged, but her parents have been divorced. She gets to go back home to California to be with her family, and it unfolds truths and love and joy. It is just a fun, loving story.
Wow. Do you ever think we'd ever be able to shake the misconceptions? I love that you've done this, but now that marijuana is becoming legal, recreational, medicinal, do you ever think, the number of people who are sitting in jail, incarcerated for drug charges, do you ever think that will change?
It all depends on voting the right people into office that will be able to make that change, because it should. If you're in jail for cannabis distribution or holding on to it, you should be let go, because cannabis is now legal. Well, actually, it all depends too, because it's decriminalized for us and it's legalized for them, because many of our young men and women are still catching cases because of cannabis use, but my European brothers and sisters who are making billions of dollars hand over fist right now selling it, and it just seems to be okay. Yeah.
Right.
So I hope it is my hope that it will become a thing of the past. But right now, books like this that teach kids what it really is about will help the next generation to understand it a little bit better.
Okay, Renee, anything else for our guests?
Well, no, I think you really need to be out there, not only in schools, but also teaching some of these adults about cannabis, because this is honestly, this plant was given to us by God. So it's been around since it's been around since before we came in this world, and there's some wonderful medicinal benefits of cannabis. So the fact that you took the courage, my hat is off to you, seriously, because the stigma, especially of communities of color, when it relates to cannabis, it's still there, but it's changing until it's legal federally. 36 states are currently, for recreational purposes, are legal. Illinois is one of them, but it's not legal from a federal standpoint. But once it is, and I believe it will be, all bets will be off. And the question is, I think you're in that right direction. Where do you want to be? And I think you're in the direction of educating us, saying that cannabis is good. It's definitely beneficial. So again, I applaud you for that, Ms. Shauna.
Thank you. Well, Shauna, I did send you Chat Daddy. I did send you an ebook, so if you ever make sure you check it out.
Oh, we got it, and I'll make sure Kay Renee reads it, because she's our reader on the show. I do.
Renee, read
absolutely. Oh yeah, that's right. Shauna, we do have a couple of questions. What is the age of the child to read your book? What would be the ages of children?
Junior high and up.
Okay, junior high and up.
I encourage parents, and the children younger than that. It's a great read, family read. Because, like I said, every bit of information in this book is absolutely 100% true. The family is just carrying it off. But my audience is junior high on up through adulthood.
Very good. Let's talk about the other books that'll be coming out in your series. What is the name of your series, and what are some of the other things that you'll be tackling?
Oh, wow. Thank you. Well, this An American Farmer and the Miseducation of Weed is my first off. There's a sequel that's coming after this that I'm actually working on right now, where now the young lady who is the main character, she's biracial, so she gets to come home to her black family, all right? But when she goes, after what she has learned on this Thanksgiving trip, she goes back home to Alabama and teaches them the truth about what she learned. So the next book will be called An American Family and the Re-Education of Weed. So there's a sequel there. So it hits children. And then I have a book series coming out, we're hoping by within the next year, called The Crew. And it is about 6 freshman high school students who just enter high school, and they're going to be 6 books that touch each of their lives. The first one is on racism. The second one is on child molestation, death of a parent, trying to find yourself. And then there are 2 others that we're still working on, but the first 4 are already just about finished.
Wow.
So my hope is that these books will encourage, educate, and give wisdom to kids, because a child will lead them, the word says. So we want and a lot of times some parents just don't know the information. But I don't mind being a voice for parents, but I want our children to get truth, not just something that our parents heard from their auntie or grandmama that didn't know either.
Right.
So all of those things are geared toward our children. Like I said, fun, fact-filled fiction.
Yes. Wow, very good. Well, one of our faithful viewers, she said that Netflix is in your future.
Yes, it is.
So look,
we claim this.
Right. Look, on this show, we do a lot of prophesizing. Yes. We do a lot of prophesizing on this show, and we do a lot of making sure we manifest dreams on this show. So
that's right.
Look, don't forget us. Look, don't forget us now when you all big and famous now.
Well, you'll be coming on with me because I need you on set.
All right.
Amen. Very good. Well, we appreciate you so much. You've just been wonderful. Our birthday girl, tomorrow is Kay Renee's birthday, but she always...
happy birthday.
Thank you, Miss Shauna.
Kay Renee, I'm really going to steal your question that you always ask our guests. Miss Shauna, who inspires you? Who's your source of inspiration for you to write wonderful books like this and to try to help people and help the miseducated? You had to get that from someone. Who was that person that inspires you the most?
Oh my gosh! Wow, never really thought. I have an amazing mother and an older sister who led a way for me to walk in smoothly. They have shoes that I can fit. I fit them well, but they have been trailblazers in front of me to lead, to serve, and to help mankind. So I guess Minnie and T. Lynn are 2 of my favorite heroes, my sheroes.
Nice.
Amen.
Beautiful. That was well said. See? There go that Emmy speech. There go that. See, I'm getting her trained.
That's right.
When she grabbed that Emmy speech, I'm be like, remember, I taught you that Emmy speech years ago.
And I'm going to say, yes, I do. I do.
Yes, very good. Very good. Well, it's truly been an honor and a pleasure meeting you tonight. Continue on your amazing journey. We're going to put your website up. In closing, what do you want to say to the audience? And then please tell them how they can connect, reach you, find you, and all that great stuff. We're going to put your website up here so that they can connect with you as well, too.
Okay, great. Well, you can connect with me with my website for sure. You can purchase the books on Amazon. It's an ebook and now, and now a paperback. The paperback can be purchased on my website, and you get a free gift. So there's a little bonus for there. I want adults mainly to know that our kids are amazing people. They're not just the future. They're the now, and they need to know how to live this life, not so much in condemnation and being disappointed in them. They need to know that even if they make mistakes, or even if they don't do everything up to par like we want, that we love them and that they are so important and special to our lives. And they can only know that is if we tell them, if we speak that into them, if we cover them with our words of grace and forgiveness and mercy, and we push the heck out of them so that they can be great.
Look.
Amen.
Pass the collection plate. That's
yes.
Right.
Amen.
Look, I feel like some chicken wings is in order, some pound cake. Right.
Amen.
I'm a fan. I need all of that because she laid it out. She did.
She did.
Thank you so much, because it's sad that we live in such a lost generation now, and it's been falling apart for some time. And if we don't really teach where we come from and who we are, kings and queens, it will be really a lost cause. And that's what the world is waiting on us to be a lost cause. And so I thank you from the bottom of my heart for just doing this and helping people out. Yes. Okay, Renee.
Amen.
Thank you for having me.
I have no words, but just say, keep rising, Miss Shauna. Keep rising.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Debbie Green said, I'd like to thank the Art Chat Daddy Sims show. We appreciate you, Debbie. You're a huge fan of the show. We just try to bring real, regular people who we believe have a mission and a purpose, and talk about things that are enlightening. We see enough mess and foolishness in our day-to-day world. If you even just watch the 9, 10, or 11 o'clock news, that's enough to make you just want to jump out of a window right there. But on this show, we bring you some of the best people who are inspiring others to be their best. Well, Miss Shauna, we appreciate you so much. Thank you. You have an invite to come back and hang out with us again the next time. And we look forward to it.
Yes, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
That's okay. Go ahead.
No, I was like, the next time after you have gotten delved into this American farmer and the miseducation of weed, please, let's talk about it.
Okay, very good. No, we will come back to it. We will. We'll have a whole evening with you, because I'm trying to structure an evening that is surrounding cannabis. And I'm working. I have a cannabis expert. I have all of that. So no, don't worry. Now that we know who you are and we have an introduction of you, we will definitely do that. Her website is, my pleasure, Shauna's with an S, voicegroup.com, ladies and gentlemen. That's SHAUNASVOICE group.com. Did I get that correct?
You got it perfect. Thank you.
Beautiful. Absolutely. Ladies and gentlemen, the amazing, Debbie said book club. Right. Oh, you got a lot of great feedback. Somebody said checking out the book now. There you go. Very good. Oh, absolutely. My audience, they love my guests now. They really do. That's shaunasvoicegroup.com, shaunasvoicegroup.com. Big round of applause for the amazing Miss Shauna Williams. Yay.
Thank you, Miss Shauna.
Thank you for having me.
It's a pleasure. Thank you again. Bye. Oh, how wonderful. Yes. Oh,
absolutely. Thank you for bringing Miss Shauna to the platform. My goodness.
Look, that was great. Yes. Amen.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, look, I'm tired. I got to get ready for your birthday tomorrow. Right. I feel like it's my party. Right. I'm like,
well, this the prelude. But wait, this the prelude to yours in November. So get ready.
Lord, I plan on having my toes up with the ocean in front of me for my birthday. So I need to be on the ocean for my birthday.
All right.
Well, I love you, my dear. Debbie Green just said wonderful guest. So, Kay Renee, let's get that birthday nugget of knowledge, that pre-birthday nugget of
knowledge. And it's by yours truly. This is original. So this is
put you in your box. Okay.
Today is Live Your Truth Tuesday, and here it is. If you want to make a difference in this world, ladies and gents, you must be different. And that's Live Your Truth Tuesday. # be proud and shine bright in your uniqueness.
Is it uniqueness? Is it
uniqueness?
It is
uniqueness.
Uniqueness. I think I taught her in 3rd grade. Yeah, little uniqueness. Yes,
uniqueness.
How you doing, little uniqueness? Somebody gonna name a child later. I think that little uniqueness. Yes. Yeah, it's silly. Look, and it ain't the tea. It's only tea. Jimmy. With too much lemon. I was.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my God, I was like, okay. All right. Well, we've come to the end of yet another amazing show. We just want to thank all of our wonderful guests tonight: Tammy Gibson, Sankofa TravelHer, Miss Shauna Williams, the Miseducation of Weed. Looking forward to reading and doing more conversation with her. Really a great guest. Let's see the feedback from our audience tonight. Debbie Green. She said, I'm a Scorpio. Boy, are we different. Really?
Yes.
You like to turn up, though, Debbie. See, I'm getting like, Debbie. I know Debbie, but I just am on a whole nother. I like to turn up, too, but I'm trying to be more refined in my turn up. So, yeah. Wamelda, I appreciate.
Thank you, Miss Wamelda.
Miss Wamelda. And Miss Wamelda, quite a few other people were at your church celebration last week because they were checking in on Facebook from your church celebration. Here goes Debbie with the funny emoji. Yeah, Debbie, I know. Look, I've not forgotten how to be a Scorpio. I'm just trying to be a refined Scorpio. How about
all right now?
Yeah, how about that? No, I haven't forgotten. Thank you, Jesus. Well, on behalf of the birthday girl on the eve of her birthday and yours truly, Art Chat Daddy Sims. I need to put your website up there. I was so busy with your boom shakalaka you guys.
That's all right. Karen's Nuggets of Knowledge. There it is.
Karen's Nuggets.
There it is.
Karen's Nuggets of Knowledge.com is where you can find out more information about her. For more information about yours truly, you can visit therealchatdaddy.com, therealchatdaddy.com. If you've not subscribed to the show, please do so on Facebook, YouTube. Make it happen. Go to YouTube, The Real Chat Daddy Show, subscribe. Miss Shauna Williams subscribed tonight. We appreciate her for being a subscriber now. And we just thank you guys for all you do. Well, we made it because my battery is starting to flash like it's time. It's like a real TV show, like time to go.
Like the
countdown and everything. So look, before we get cut off, we're going to say good night, and we appreciate you guys. We'll see you tomorrow night for the Wednesday night edition of the Real Chat Daddy Show. Birthday girls, birthday. Oh, wait, she over there. Birthday girls, birthday. No, over there. All right, see you guys later. Good night. We love you guys.
Good night.
Wear your mask.
Yes.
And we'll see you later.
Bye.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Real Chat Daddy.